Let's talk about the different kinds of car vibrations you might feel while driving. That way, the next time you notice your car shaking, you won't panic, but instead, you'll have an idea of what to check and what you can possibly do about it. So, let's get started. 1. High-speed vibrations. If you notice your car vibrating when you're driving at higher speeds, the most common reason is unbalanced wheels or tires. Sometimes, it can also come from bent or damaged rims. The best step you can do here is to have your wheels balanced at a shop to even out the weight distribution. While you're at it, check your rims carefully. If they're bent or damaged, repair or replacement might be needed to get rid of the shaking. To give you an estimate, wheel balancing usually costs around $20 to $50 per wheel, depending on the shop. Also, if you need rim repair, it can range from $75 to $150 per rim, while full rim replacement can cost anywhere from $200 to $500 or more, depending on your car and rim type. 2. Vibration while braking. Another kind is when you feel vibrations or pulsations through the brake pedal or even the steering wheel when slowing down. This often points to warped brake rotors. Over time, this uneven surface prevents the brake pads from making smooth, even contact, which leads to the shaking sensation. Ignoring can also reduce braking performance and extend stopping distances, which is a safety risk, so have your brake rotors inspected immediately when this happens. If the warping is minor, many shops can resurface or machine the rotors to restore a flat surface. However, if the rotors are too thin or severely damaged, replacement is the only safe option. Whenever rotors are serviced, it's also important to check the brake pads and make sure they're installed correctly and making even contact with the rotor. So, the resurfacing of rotors usually costs about $30 to $60 per rotor, while replacing them can range from $200 to $500 for a full set, depending on your vehicle and the quality of parts. If new brake pads are also needed, you might spend an additional $100 to $300. 3. Vibration during acceleration. Now, if you notice your car shaking or vibrating more as you step on the gas, especially when picking up speed, the problem often lies in the drivetrain. Common reasons to it include worn CV joints, which help transfer power smoothly from the transmission to the wheels. A damaged drive shaft is another possibility, as it delivers power from the engine to the wheels, so if it's bent, imbalanced, or has failing universal joints, you'll feel it most during acceleration. In some cases, the issue may not be with the moving parts themselves, but with engine or transmission mounts. These mounts are designed to absorb vibration. If they're cracked, broken, or worn, more vibration is transferred into the cabin, making the problem much more noticeable. So, start by having the drivetrain inspected. If CV joints or drive shaft components are worn or damaged, they will need to be replaced, as repairs are rarely effective for these parts. Mechanics should also check engine and transmission mounts carefully, since replacing them when worn can dramatically reduce vibrations. Since drivetrain and mount issues can worsen over time and even lead to loss of control, it's best to address the problem early. 4. Wheel bearing vibration. The final kind of vibration we have on our list is when your wheel bearing starts to fail. One of the first signs is a steady growling, humming, or rumbling noise that changes with speed. This often gets louder as you drive faster and may intensify when making turns, since the added load on the bearing makes the problem more noticeable. Along with the sound, a bad wheel bearing can also cause persistent vibrations felt through the steering wheel or even the entire vehicle. If ignored for too long, it can create uneven tire wear, reduced handling performance, and in severe cases, even cause the wheel to loosen or lock up while driving. So, the best solution here is to have the wheel bearings inspected by a professional. If they're worn or failing, replacement is necessary, as wheel bearings can't be repaired once damaged. Mechanics typically replace the bearing assembly, and in some cars, this may also include the hub. It's also important to address bearing issues promptly, because driving with a failing one can damage nearby parts like the hub, spindle, or brakes, which drives up the overall repair cost. And lastly, wheel bearing replacement generally costs between $300 and $600 per wheel, depending on the car type and whether it uses a press-in bearing or a full hub assembly. Luxury vehicles or AWD systems may push the cost closer to $800 or more. As a car owner, not every little vibration means there's something seriously wrong, but if the shaking becomes very noticeable and keeps happening, that's a sign you shouldn't ignore. It's always better to take some time to check it yourself or have a mechanic look into it before the problem grows bigger and ends up costing more. We hope you find this video helpful, and if you're dealing with other issues with your car, let us know by leaving a comment below. We'll gladly cover that next here on Fix It. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming tips.